what they do is they create weed killers or pesticides killers that kills everything except that GMO food.
Sasa hivi kuna maandazi ya kupacked. Okay, vitumbua.
Yeah, packed.
You know, packed and everything. Na mtu anaona mama anapika pale and they'll be like, no.
A lot of our organically grown food is usually for imports, not even for us.
For export.
For exports, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So a lot of the organically grown food produce in Kenya will go outside first.
When Kenyans say our food is still organic, what exactly do they misunderstand, Christine?
So it depends on where you're shopping from, really, honestly, because there's certified organic and then there's the people at the shamba who haven't been certified yet. So the certified organic is like less than 5% of all our food. And then there's the small shambas out there who nobody's really looking at and quantifying how their food is organic, or these big corporations haven't reached them yet. So they're still using the old ways, but those are small and their products don't usually reach the market. Matter of fact, a lot of our organically grown food is usually for imports, not even for us.
For export.
For exports, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So a lot of the organically grown food produce in Kenya will go outside first before it reaches us. So I think on this one, it honestly depends right now where we are, because it's not as prevalent as here, but you can see the growth going up very fast to where our food is not the same anymore. So depending on where you're sourcing your food from, you might be able to get organic. Kama uko Ocha, saa zingine deep where they haven't been touched by large-scale farming mostly, you should be okay. If we are eating foods that are coming from large-scale farming, chances are they're using these practices that are not organic.
So are you saying if I go to Marikiti, like, and buy it from a mama mboga, like, and that's as organic as it gets in my mind, are you saying that food is likely not organic?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Now, I mean, this is so shocking. This is so shocking because whenever we go back to Kenya is when we brag. We even take pictures of our food. We're sending to people over here, look, I'm eating organic and you're eating food
even
from
in the shamba when we are cutting or pulling the mini. Yeah.
But so if you're in Kenya today and you're just, like an ordinary family, where do you source organic food? Like if you're living in Nairobi, or maybe you're in another big city like Mombasa, or wherever you are, like where and how do you know this is organic food?
The farmers are so few that even market themselves out there. I know very few farmers who I see very active on social media who've been doing it for a while, who caught on that there was a problem coming up and they fought to keep their organic shambas, which they're usually very, very small farmers compared to the demand. So then they can only sell to, now we can source it, just like we do here. We'd have to Google organic farm near me. Then you make the drive to them. That's where we're going to be in Kenya very soon, but that's where we are very directed when it comes to closer to the city, especially the people who are doing farming in large scale, who are not deep inside shags. Yeah. It's going to be mostly organic.
Wow. This is shocking. Honey Girl and Jerry here says, can food be organic if the seed is not organic? E.g., my seed is not, but I grow it at home with manure from my local cows and goats. Christine?
A lot of the time, those seeds that are not organic require their own things. They require their own fertilizer, their own pesticides. So the company that usually control the seed will also control the pesticides and things that it requires to grow, and herbicides or whatever else. Otherwise, it's going to be eaten by the weeds. So what they do is they create weed killers or pesticides killers that kills everything except that GMO food.
My
so
goodness.
You will find around the maize that's GMO, if they're using like a herbicide or a pesticide, It's going to kill the weeds, it's going to kill everything, but that one mahindi is going to stand green and tall. It will not be affected by the fertilizer. So if you're getting, chances are if you're getting seed that's already compromised, you need their stuff for it to grow the way it's supposed to.
Wow, shocking. Number to call 202-683-4570. Press star 5 to speak. We have here Christine Omer from Healing Bridges Infusion Specialist. She's an RN, and she's here talking about like our food supply in Kenya and why the food that we think is organic may not be organic. And we're going to be talking about shortly about its relationship to like the lifestyle diseases that people in Kenya are getting. And Hanigal Njeri here on YouTube is saying, I know farmers in Kenya who will not eat food they grow for sale. That is very dangerous. It's very dangerous to know that there are people who are growing food.
Can she tell us who they are so that even us we don't buy from them?
Yes. So Hanigal Njeri, type up and let us know.
Potatoes is very prevalent with this issue. Potatoes is very prevalent with this issue right now, where the farmers will not eat their own produce, but they need to grow the potatoes and make money.
Yeah. Okay. That is mind-blowing, almost.
Yani, she said potatoes, then I thought of for us guys, Ali, you may or may, I don't think you don't have this issue. Well, you might. We buy potatoes on our way from shags or to shags. As we go along.
Zile kwa kwando.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alafu najua kuna kamawe chini.
There are rocks down.
Yes. Alafu. So, ananiambia, hata hiyo mawe, pia sasa ni mbaya.
So I think...
Yani, this thing it's so mind-boggling because think of it this way. I think for all of us at Shags, we all have our kitchen gardens. In Shags, like within the kaboma, there's at least a small little patch that at least caretaker, akona ka mboga yake, akona sijui nini, all those things. And then before you leave to go back to the city, you go, they tuna for you, unaeka kwa zile Ghana we go, and you go as you're going.
Yeah.
Boss, tumeka tukikula vitu zingine about, because now you're like, yes, I got the real organic deal because I went Shags and I got it and I'm seeing it being pulled from the ground.
Yeah.
But the seed was already compromised from day one.
Okay, wow, this is very shocking.
How many, when you go to Shags, look at how many agrochem businesses you have in a small, say me, I'm from the small town of Ndiwa. In Ndiwa, there's going to be like about maybe 10, 15 agrochem businesses
but
in that small city.
But agrovet waga kwa sababu si waga na termites.
So now you're saying there's businesses that are coming up around that
she's
idea.
Right. The agrovets,
yeah.
I think they're almost more than pharmacies. In within a certain area, if you just look at
but it has to be. The thing is this. Yes, I get what she's saying because, as I said, I remember that the reason these Mahindis came out, Kinakatumani and their friends, is because of things like droughts that we've suffered over the past, right?
Yes.
We've had food shortages over the years. So there's always been that research of trying to get drought resistant. And that's where GMO comes in now. They create, they add something into the seed which makes the seed survive, whichever that area was killing the indigenous maize in that area. So they give it an edge to survive that. Alafu, remember, these people also have animals which they depend on, and they're usually small animals. So, but somebody has a few goats, cuckoos, ngombes, and that ngombes, the ngombes, they'll depend maybe for 2 or 3 ngombes for their milk, and the milk that they send to the depot, and they depend on their chickens. They sell, they eat, they provide eggs. Like literally, agriculture is still part of their day-to-day life, despite us living in the city with the kawaida maisha nini, au lazima waende kwa shamba ni kitu lazima kuwe nao.
Correct.
And then remember pia that particular time there was a whereby we were doing a lot of large scale what do you call it, cotton and sugarcane farming. And then the sides of the flat sides, they were doing a lot of rice farming. So agriculture was the bread and butter of the area, and it's still the bread and butter for the area right now, because as much as those industries have gone away, people are still thinking of other ways on how to survive and growing. And that's why she's right in saying that you might think you're eating something unasikia imetoka ushago, but sasa sisi kama tumeambua sahii mkipanda cabbage, hizo cabbage zinaenda na mnaletewa seed na hiyo ndio iko kwa duka na kile, that's what you're going to buy. So those agrovet business are going to be there because the business there is farming. So it's an all ecosystem supporting each other.
I think I'm getting what Mika is saying.
Yes.
The
The
problem I have is when organic seems to be primitive, even those who have access to it, they don't want to eat it, anataka kwenda KFC.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this thing of, okay, they're using this because there was a drought, there was a food shortage and all this stuff. I get it. To me, it's when it's done either willingly or people are being misled and believe that this is what tastes good. So to the point that right now you go, it's the same in TZ, right? You go there and then you find out people like that one, no, ana viazi hataki kuvitengeneza, anataka kwenda kuchukua via salon. Sasa hivi kuna maandazi yako packed, okay, vitumbua packed, packed and everything. Na mtu anaona mama anapika pale and they'll be like, no,
nataka kwenda kuchukua dukani,
nataka nenda nikachukua cha Azam.
And that's very true, Bandio, and that's the problem in Kenya right now.
Yes.
My first statement was the problem in Kenya is that we have a habit of hating our things and assuming that something that's foreign is superior to what we have.
Yeah.
Like literally right now, supermarkets in Kenya are stocked with foreign stuff.
Yeah.
To a point where when you go,
yes, Azam.
Yeah, but other squeeze, nini tuzo pia wanauza nazi tu ya nazi kwa supermarket. Like unaangalia vitu zaje uliko, like mimi nashanga, yani mmenyang'anya mama wa kuuza githeri kazi.
Unajua, one interesting thing I noted when I went to Tanzania, like not the last time, this was a couple of years ago, because mimi nikenda Tanzania na Dar es Salaam, and I also have family in Zanzibar. So in Zanzibar, there's a part called Forodhani, where they have all these nice foods that they cook every evening. So I went and noticed there was something slightly different about the chickens, because mi najua chicken ya huku. Now, what I came to learn is that Purdue chicken,
yes,
made its way to Zanzibar. And now, like in Forodhani, some of the chicken that you're buying there, like some of that very nice chicken that they make there,
very nice,
is actually, it's now no longer tasty. Not so nice.
It's
and
tasty
people
looking, right?
You Purdue, the sellers like it because it's bigger.
It's big, yes.
No, najua kwa nyumbani watu wanapenda sana ni kubwa.
It's just a little bit katano.
So the interesting thing, like when I noticed that, cousin yangu akaniambia ninyamaze. I actually have a cousin who used to work for them in Zanzibar. Na akaniambia nisilete nini yangu, nisilete
mdomo yako,
nisilete Marekani wangu,
na mdomo yako kwanza unajulikana wewe.
And now the interesting thing is that Purdue was not allowed in Tanzania bara. They were not allowed there.
Interesting.
Because I think the departments of agriculture, the ministries of agriculture and health are separate.
Yes.
So they were denied access to Tanzania bara. But in Zanzibar they're there, and in Kenya they're also there. Kenya, like everyone is allowed to come in left, right, and center.
See, we are open for trade.
But swali, kwa Honey Girl na wengine wale huwa mnatoka Kenya all this time mnatuambia taste ya chakula ni
tofauti.
So tuseme kwamba ni mentally kwa sababu mnaondoka kule mnakuwa tunabelieve kwamba it's organic.
Hapana, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's mentally. I wouldn't say it's mentally, Bandio, kwa sababu ya
watu wanasema viazi organic vina taste poa.
Kwa sababu wacha nikwambie
viazi ya Nyandarua.
They do taste different.
No, it tastes different because even No, kwa sababu ukiangalia hata si mafuta transformer, ukiangalia pia ni kuna ile most of the seed that is planted there ni seed ya huko yenye imekuwa tu genetically modified from there. Like it's usually not hiyo seed ukipanda huku, that's why ukata kuleta seeds from other places kuzungusha hivi, right? Because first of all, it will be invasive, maybe because how it's supposed to survive, will plants produce, they're trained to produce a weed killing a protein that kills other plants around them. Ikikuja huku itaua plants zingine.